Okay, guys, finally, here we go. Okay, shh. Hey, guys, we're gonna get started. Art 1, Art 2, put your phones away. No phones out right now. No tech. I need no talking, please. Hey, guys. Hey, in the back. All right. I'll be helpful if this was on too. Hey, guys. Shh. All right, we're gonna start out. We're gonna start out with the vine charcoal. Okay, that's the willow. That's the round one. We're gonna start with that. We're just gonna do a little bit of writing at the top. We're just gonna go figure drawing. That's what we're doing. Yeah. It's not on yet. Thank you. Appreciate it. There we go. All right, figure drawing and 12, 18, 20, 24. Okay, and then put your last name up here at the top. Put your last name. All right. So, what I'm going to teach you guys today, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about proportion. Hey, please don't talk right now. If you want to talk, go outside and wait. When you're ready to not talk, you can come back inside. Okay. Proportion. This is really important, guys. Okay. I mean, all this stuff's important, but proportion. We want this to look like a person. We want it to look believable. So proportion's important. Okay. And then we're going to talk about value. Actually, let's do this. See how easy that? Look at that. Go like that, and go like that. Look how soft that is. Look at that blend. Go like this, and go like that. Let's do it again. Let's really scrub that in. See how I'm holding it? Look how I'm holding it. Look at that. Get a little feel for that. I know I'm getting distracted by the material, but okay. So we're gonna go value. Shh. Hey guys, stop talking. Whisper. I don't want to hear you. I mean, I do, but not right now. Okay. Value shapes. Okay. Value shapes. Shapes of value. We got light value. We have medium value. And we got dark values, okay? So, let's see how dark we can get this vine charcoal, the round one, okay? We're using the round one. Let's see how dark we can get this. See how I'm choking up on it? See how I'm getting up here close to the end here? And really dig into the paper. I want to see how dark we can get this. I don't usually use vine charcoal, so this is newer to me. I used it a couple times in college, but here we go. Let's see. We're just pressing, scrubbing that, and then blending it in with your finger. Scrubbing that, blending that in with your finger. So that's pretty good. Hey, in the back. People in the back, your voices are carrying. If you want to talk, go outside. Right now, if you want to talk, go outside in the quad here. And you can talk all you want. But right now, I need it quiet. Okay, so enough of that. Yeah, go. All right, proportion and value shapes. Okay, that's what we're going to talk about basically. So up on the screen, we have our reference. Your guys' job today, okay, is to follow along. And we're going to go like 40 minutes. We have like 40 minutes, okay? Your guys' job is to follow along. We're going to get as far as we can get. Now, the first thing we want to do is she's in a standing pose. So we're just going to go, hey, let's put a mark right up here. And then we're going to go down here. We're going to put a mark down here at the bottom of the page, close to the bottom of the page, okay? So just a horizontal mark here and a horizontal mark here. And then we're going to put really lightly, we're just going to go down the center here like so, okay? So we're just going to go like that. Okay? So now this is a certain distance, okay? This is just a distance. Now, about in the middle, that's actually a little bit lower. So let's go, okay, that's the middle, let's say. Let's go a little bit lower. Just a touch lower. We're going to put a mark in the middle here like that. All right? Now, basic proportion of the human body standing, head to groin to the pubic bone or the crotch, okay? Head to groin is about equal to the groin to the bottom of the feet. Head to groin, about the same as groin to the bottom of the feet. Okay, now look, and I'm doing that with my fingers. Here to here is about equal here to here. So you take your fingers and go here to here is about equal to here to here. That's if they're standing, okay? And that's a general, now if they're not standing and they start bending forward or they're bending backwards, that can change, but it's good to know the proportions because you can change those proportions, okay? All right. So from here, we're going to go, I'm just going to go like this. Let's go up. Let's make like a V. So there's her leotard. We're going to make a little V, okay? And we're just going to go across like that. We're just make a little triangle lightly. Now we're doing this really lightly. We're not pushing down hard, okay? And what she's doing is she's kind of doing this. This is this right here. And let's go out like this. And this hip's coming out like that. And this hip's coming out like that. Typically, what I usually do is I start at the head and I work down, but I'm trying a different teaching approach, okay? But this right here, so here's her leotard is wrapping around. Let's make a like a curved line right here because it's wrapping around this way, and she's turned a little bit, so her body is turned slightly. Okay, I'm gonna use this right here, but so believe it or not, the body has a front side, it has a left side, a right side, and a back. So I'm going to kind of go, hey, the body, this is her body, her torso, and she's turned this way a little bit. Okay, so she's a 3/4 view. So here's the front of her, and here's the side of her, let's say. Okay, so over here, what we're going to do is we're going to curve this like this. We're going to curve under and just sketch it just lightly, okay? We're going to go like that. Now, her pose, she's kind of doing this. She's kind of leaning back a little bit, like so. And we got to leave room for the head. We're going to go like this. Let's just make an oval for the head. Usually I use a circle, but let's just do an oval. And she's looking down, so we want the viewer to see what's happening. So she's looking down like that. So that's the front of the face like that. And here's the top of the head. And we can always adjust things. I'm going to be adjusting this drawing as we're moving along. Okay, so now we have that established. I'm gonna get closer here. All right, so I'm gonna get closer here so we can just focus on head to the pelvic area, and we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go, okay, the jaw's coming over. Boom, like that. And here's the back of the head. And from the back of the head, the neck's doing this. It's sweeping back. It's angling back, okay? So that's angling back like that. And the next thing I want to do is I want to look at the tilt of her shoulders, okay? Look at the tilt of the shoulders. Look at the tilt of the hips. So let's write down tilt of shoulders. And then tilt of hips. Okay, so she has a slight tilt to her hips like this, and her shoulders are doing this like that. There's a slight tilt like that. This is sweeping out to the shoulder. And this is sweeping out like this, or arcing outward. And started putting the angle of that arm in. Okay, she's kind of leaning back a little bit. Okay, so that's why we have that tilt to the right. And then we're gonna go like this. We have a little bit of a rib cage is showing here. We're gonna go, okay, rib cage is rounded. Now the rib cage comes up to the neck here. That's why I'm starting from the neck like that, coming down. Okay, rib cage attaches to the neck. We're gonna come in, and then there's her hip. That's the top of the pelvis there that's coming out like that. And then over here, we're doing this. Let's put her, this is curving like so, and coming into the hip area. All right. Center line, center line. Center line. Center line is really important, okay? That is the pit of the neck. That is where the clavicles come together. You can feel that on yourself. You can go, okay, here's my clavicles up here. Pit of the neck's right here. And below the pit of the neck, you got your sternum. Okay, you got your sternum, and then below your sternum, you got your belly button. And then below the belly button, you got your pubic bone. Okay, so the pit of the neck right here is about, and look, I'm gonna zoom into our reference here so we can see that more clearly. So I can see that more clearly, so you guys can see that more clearly what's going on here. Pit of the neck, I'm gonna point that out, it's about right here. Okay, this is where the pit of the neck is. You can see that this area right here, and then there's the sternum here. Okay, down here is about the belly button, and then we got the pubic bone. That creates the center line. So we're gonna go, okay, pit of the neck here. Sternum's like right here. Okay, coming down, belly button to the pubic bone, okay? So that's about where the center line is of the human body in this particular pose. All right. And let's put this arm in here. Her arm's coming out. And from the shoulder here, we're going to put the arm in next, coming out this way over here. And the elbow ends about at the bottom of the rib cage. So we're just going to have that come out like that. And this is coming out like so. Now, what I did here, take note of what I did. What did I do? This is wider, this is thinner here. Okay? And then we're going to come back out like so, because we have the bone comes down here and you have more musculature here. And then this comes down like so. It gets thinner, wide to thin again. Okay? And the wrist ends about at the great trochanter, or the hip, which is right here, going through like so. Okay? Your hip, right, your great trochanter, if you look up for a second, that's right here, guys. That's right here. That's this thing right here. If you look at the skeleton right here, how are those boards? Isn't that nice? Drawing boards are great, huh? Okay, so the wrist ends about at the great trochanter. Okay, now this is the great trochanter. That's a landmark. The sternum is a landmark. Okay, pit of the neck is a landmark. Okay, pubic bone is a landmark. Clavicles are a landmark. The clavicles are going about like this, and they're going like that. I'm just going to use straight lines like that. Now, we're limited on time, but I'm just going to go slow through this. I don't want to rush it because I want you guys to be able to absorb this and learn from this. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to put indication of her leotard. So let's go. This is wrapping around her shoulder. And this is pulling across the chest. More of a straightish line. And it's wrapping around her body, her rib cage. And then we're going to go, okay, this is coming across the chest to the other side. And then we're going to go, and see how I'm not holding this overhand. I'm holding this underhand. Okay? All right, so this is at an angle. I'm going down like this, pulling from the shoulder here. And we're coming out like that. It's coming out. There's the breast right there. And then we're going to go leave that just like that. Okay, let's have her arm come from behind the chest or the breast right here. Okay. And once again, we're going, okay, here's the bottom of the rib cage about right here. And so the elbow is going to start about right there. Okay, if the arms are coming down, of course. And let's move this over for, oops. Let's move this over for a second so we can see what's going on with that arm. So that arm, it's here, it's kind of straighter on top. And then here it's rounder and it gets more narrow as we get to the wrist. Okay, so there's about the wrist part right there. And this is called blocking in. So we're blocking in shapes, okay? We're thinking about proportion. We're making observations. There's in art, there's this thing called negative shape. And negative shape is, positive shape is the thing that we're drawing. So we're drawing this human form. And the negative shape is the shapes around it. Like right here from the chin to the shoulder, this little shape right here. Or from the armpit, this little triangular shape right here is a negative shape that we want to be aware of. And this negative shape right here we want to be aware of, okay? The hand's angling down, so we're just going to like angle that down a bit, and we're just going to widen that up. See, I made the hand wider. It's going narrow to wide. And we're just going to go like that. And since we're doing that hand, let's come over here to the other side, and let's put this hand in, and this is going wider like so, narrow to wide. Right here, this is where the knuckles are. Okay, so we got the knuckles right there, and then we're gonna put, let me bring this down a little bit like that. And we're gonna put these, the fingers coming down and coming across. Now let's go back over here to this hand, and we're going to go, okay, here's the pointer finger. Here's the middle finger. Here's the ring finger. And there's the pinky. And that's all we need to do right now. And we could go, okay, here's the thumb right there. Just simple lines. We have a bulky tool, and we're just trying to make an impression of what's there. Okay. Now, at this point, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about value shapes, okay? Or shapes of value. So value shapes. We already have the white of the paper. So in order to make this thing look 3D, okay, to make this pop, we need to add value, okay? And the most basic form in art is the box, okay? The box is the most basic form of in art. So here's our little box here, and so this will be light and this will be dark, Okay, so when we put dark down, that's gonna make it look 3D. So we need to add dark. We're gonna do this thing called mapping. We're gonna put a line where the light turns into dark. So once again, we're gonna put a line where light turns into dark. So right here on her face, let's do this with her, let's kind of blur that out a bit. But right here on her hair, we're gonna go like this because her hair's dark. And then we're gonna go around her ear. We're gonna start from top to bottom. Okay, and then she has this ponytail shape like this. And that's the one. Now this is a dark value, so we're gonna put that in. See, I'm not doing all the strands of hair. I'm just putting in that dark shape. So now for her face, we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go forehead. That's going forward. And I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see more what I see. I'm gonna trace this. Look, this goes down. Watch. This goes back. See along the occipital bone here. That's where your eye socket is. Let this go back, and this goes down like so to her chin. There's a line right here. So we're gonna go back. Let me zoom in here so you guys can see this better. And this goes back, and then we're gonna go down like that. We're gonna fill all this in here. We're not worried about any detail. Okay, a little bit of her nose is popping out there, so let's put a little bit of her nose like that. But we're not worried about detail. We're not worried about eyelashes. We're not worried about eyebrows. We just want to look at these dark shapes, okay? Now here we have here it's coming down across the chest, and this is all in shadow. That's all in shadow. Right here on her shoulders, there's a triangular shape. This is in shadow. Okay, right here at her armpit right here. That's in shadow. And on her arm, it's coming down. This is coming down and curving, coming down the wrist. And the hand is making a triangular shape down here, and you can't see that, so I got to zoom out here. Okay, and we're going to fill this in. We're going to fill all that in. Yep. Okay. So, continuing here. We're going to come down around the breast. We have a line coming down to the belly button about right there. Coming down the center line to the pubic bone and a little bit up here, a little triangular shape. That is all in shadow. And I'm holding this underhand. You won't get that squeak, squeak, squeakity, squeak, squeak sound. Let's redefine that. We need to push down a little bit harder here. And I'm going to do this because the skin tone is darker. The skin tone is darker than the leotard. Okay? So we want to keep that skin tone darker. And her arm right here, look at her arm to where the wrist is. So we have the light starts right here. This is all in shadow right here. Round that out. Let's darken this, re-darken this at this line right here, this line division right here. This is the core shadow. And I'm just softening that. So this is the core shadow area. You can use your pinky too. You can use your smudge tool. Softly. Let's make this a little bit darker here, that skin tone. Really, really gently using that smudge tool. All right. So I want you to take a minute. I want you to take a second, and I want you to look at what you've done. Look at what your thing, because we've added medium values and we've added dark values. Okay, it pops. It looks three-dimensional, and that's a really important thing to do. Okay, because we already have the white of the paper. It's okay to go dark on your values. Let's do this next. I want to put an indication of the hip bone right here, the front of the iliac crest. You see it right here, front of the hip bone here. You can't really see it over here, but it's important that we put an indication of this. This is a landmark. Okay? And let's darken that right there, that line. Let's redefine this line here. Let's redefine this line here. And you can see. Now the background is a medium value, but let's just put that in here. Let's go along here and put that background value in. Let's make that pop a little bit. And then over here, I'm just going to borrow. I already have charcoal on my finger. I was borrowing a little bit from the drawing I already have. And I'm darkening some of that background over here. I'm going to borrow from here. I'm going to bring it over here. And then we've got to redefine this. I'm going to put a line down here, a light line, and let's shade that, get rid of that line. making the leotard darker than the background, okay? Now, let's get our eraser, let's carve. We're gonna do a little carving with the eraser. So right here on the chest here, there's a triangular shape. We're gonna scrub at that. And that goes this way. It's a triangular shape. Like so. And then this breast is making a cast shadow on the other side of the chest. And right here, that gets a little bit darker, so we're going to blend that down. And this is a little bit darker too, so we want to blend that too. And we want to make this darker too. We want to reinforce that core shadow again. And along, there's a little bump right here of the rib cage right here. I want to put that in. And let's cut that in a little bit more here. I want to put in an important muscle. It's called the sternocleidomastoid, okay, muscle. I want to put an indication of that in here, even though this is not a highly detailed drawing, but I want to point that out, and because I want you all to know that that's there. So from the pit of the neck to right behind the ear, we're going to do this. Okay, this right here there's this V shape right here. This is a sternocleidomastoid muscle, and that's important if you want your. It's an important landmark muscle, and it goes to the pit of the neck, which is an important landmark. And this is going like so, and that's going like that. Okay. Let's go to the legs. So I want you to take a moment, and I want you to look at what you've done. If yours looks kind of like mine, then you're doing good. Okay, this is like your first time doing this. And my point is to, without knowing anatomy, I know I'm throwing out some anatomical terms, but you don't need to know those. You just need to know value shapes. Like, okay, where is the division of light and dark? Where is the division of light and dark? Value plays a huge role in realistic art, okay? And even if you're not doing something realistic, you're doing something cartoony, you're doing something abstract, values and color, it's still really, really important, okay? All right, so let's focus on the legs here for the next 5 minutes. Let's do this because we only have like 9 minutes left. So we'll do 5 minutes and then we'll clean up, or 4 or 5 minutes, we'll clean up. Let's just look at the dark values and let's try to put in, and this is kind of a challenge for myself, to put in the dark value shapes. So on that left leg, let's do this. Here we go. We're gonna go like this. Okay, about halfway, we're gonna have the knees. So maybe I won't put the values in, but we'll just talk about that. So about halfway, we're gonna put the knees in. Okay, the hips are coming down. All right, I changed my mind here. We're gonna bring that leg in. So that's kind of straight, that's curved. This is a long curve here. The knees are almost touching here. The quadricep is curving outward. And then the knee comes inward. See, we comes outward, then we come in, and then we're gonna go down like that. And then you have a muscle that does this. And that knee, we're going to go, let's put a little value right here. And there's got a muscle. Here we go. Now we can put in this value here. The shape of value coming up. Cast shadow coming down. This leg. Fill that in. We don't have enough time. So there's that leg. This leg, we're going to curve this. Give it a straight angle. A little bit straight here. Because the knees are right here. We're going to come over and down. We're going to fill that in. Let me zoom in for you guys so you can see better. And I'm kind of rushing this, so I'm like, let's stop that. Let's just kind of stop right there. Let's soften that. You can use your finger, or you can use your blending stump really lightly. I can see that that's pulling right there. That's a soft edge. All right, let's call it. Go ahead, put everything back. Put the drawing boards, stack them neatly in the cupboard. Put this in your cubby, and we will pick this up probably after Christmas break. Oh, wait. Oh, we got to finish. Okay, see you guys later out there. Hopefully it helped.